Hi, I'm Robbie and welcome to another episode of Sailing Iluka, where we're taking our 46-foot ketch from Adelaide all the way up to Darwin and beyond. Last episode we just entered the Whitsunday Islands and we camped over at Lindeman. This episode we make our way up to Whitehaven Beach, where we have a bit of a disaster, and then we make our way back to Hamilton Island, beautiful Hamilton Island, spend a few days there, say goodbye to my brother, and then we got a bit of sad news to tell you. Stick around, you'll see what it's all about. Another lovely morning here. So this is the back end of Lindeman Beach, Lindeman Island. When I say the back end, I'm not trying to be derogative in any way, shape or form, but yeah, just another lovely day up here in sunny Whitsundays. Have we got a weather report for what's going on down in Tasmania?
Sunny today.
Yeah, it's sunny in
First time in the last 5 weeks, but apparently it's sunny.
Sunny in 1. We're sunny in 26. Okay, enjoy. Whitehaven Beach now. So this is Teague Island. We're just coming through the passage. You've got Hazelwood Island just there, and then just to our port, you see we've got Whitsunday Island. So this is Chalkies is just up here. It's a very famous dive site. But the infamous Whitehaven Beach is going to be imbued with us into our port here very soon. That's the big white beach that everyone takes the photos of. It's really pretty here this morning. It's a lovely day. It's gorgeous. Of a funny mechanical issue. We had a very noisy gearbox just as we were pulling up a minute ago. Anyway, so we pulled all the floor up, found it was down on level quite a bit, which is good. Found a problem, we believe. Anyway, so we've filled him up and we've decided to not put the bikinis on, but actually go into Hamo and lock up for the night, and I'll have a good look at the gearbox here. So Hamilton Island, here we come. So we come back out of the channel, and there's Hamo in the distance. Mind you, we're treating ourselves tonight. $140 a night. At Hamo, $140 a night. So should be good. Tender vessel. They come out to say hello and make sure that you're all good to go. In you go. So it is a bit of a tradition every time we pull up, I get an ice cream. So there you go. Ice cream parlour here at Hamo. Well, we're in a new mode of transport. Look out, Hamilton Island. Alright, well here we are on the good ship Iluka, and Ox, it's his final morning. So how long you been on board now, mate?
I think it's 3.5, 4 weeks, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so he's doing the big journey, planes, trains and automobiles today. Boat over to Adelaide Beach, train up, bus up to Townsville, and then flight from there to Melbourne, and then Melbourne back to Tassie, and probably going to be impounded in home for 2 weeks.
Probably been home quarantine.
As it all gets going anyway. But so this was sort of the first time you've been on a boat for a while, like liveaboard and move around. What was your sort of first impressions when you first got on?
When I got on, yeah, everything's a bit small. It's just like an oversized caravan, more of a motorhome. But once you get going, it's very functional. There's tons of room. You know, you just got to give each other a bit of space, and someone's coming one way, you got to keep to the left. But everything works well. You know, the fridges, the freezers. You know, kitchen's very functional. Bed's comfy. TV works. Yeah, like everything's good. So
it's been a bit of bad weather. You know, it sort of held us up a little bit, but anyway, we seem to, you know, we've still covered quite a few miles, and so so your journey's basically been from Brisbane to the Whitsunday, so not a bad little jaunt part of the world. What out of all that, what would be the highlight, you reckon, of the trip?
There was multiple highlights, like the whales, watching them breach, the islands. Sort of amazed. I thought the islands were a lot more sandy as you come to the Whitsundays, but you know, a lot of rocks and sort of very pointy islands, a lot of depth variation in the water. Loved the sailing part of it when we were under full sail. Yeah, just the whole thing was brilliant.
Downsides?
The motor broke down and we got stuck at Hamilton Island for 5 days. Like, you know, you could have picked a better place to, you know, get stuck. But no, I haven't got any downsides, no regrets. You
understand now that you know, God's more in control of you than what you're in control of him, obviously, with the weather. Like, you know, we got that bad start off in the beginning, and you can now, I'm sure, understand why I said, look, we're just going to stay here for 3 or 4 days instead of sticking your head out.
Yeah, like, you're in the hands of someone else, aren't you? Like, and why take the risk when you don't have to?
Well, I think that's, you know, one of the main reasons a lot of people come unstuck when they are cruising around. You know, oh, we've got to be from point A to point B. They stick their head out, and you know, everyone just has a shit time. So
or get it chopped off when they do stick it out.
Absolutely. So like, we've been at, you know, my particular situation at the moment, so, you know, it allowed us to be able to just do that, and like, it's been really good too, mate. I really appreciate the fact that you just sort of went with the flow, and you know, I sort of was a bit disappointed we couldn't do some miles certain days and stuff like that, and some of the transit days were, you know, it would have been nice to be able to cut them in half, but you know, you know, at the end of the day, we sort of, everyone runs out of time, and we wanted to get you up into the Whitsundays and have a bit of a spoke. So yeah, I think we've sort of achieved that. So people are thinking about going out to, you know, you're a landlubber, so you know, people are thinking about going out on a boat for a week or so. What would be a bit of advice? Tell us one thing that you think you should have brought, and one thing that you did bring. You know, something you should have brought that you didn't, and something that you did that you probably shouldn't. What do you reckon?
I think I brought everything. Like the obvious things like sunglasses, shorts. You bring too much. Like I bought, you know, a couple of pairs of, being a Tassie boy, bought a couple of pairs of jeans, a couple of pairs of trackies, and basically haven't been out of shorts the whole time I've been here. But probably the one bit of advice is talk to someone that knows what they're doing. Yeah, and have a good plan, have plan A, and have a good plan B most days.
So out of you know, what was going on, what was the one thing that sort of the lifestyle and things that were happening in the lifestyle that you sort of you weren't prepared for? You know, you think, oh no. So if someone asked you, you'd say, well, look, when I went there, I thought this was going to happen, but this is what really happens on the boat. So here's a bit of advice for you.
Oh, you just got me stumped there. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So
I'd been talking to you a fair bit, so I sort of pretty much knew what to expect.
So if someone's talking to you about coming up on a bit of a holiday on a boat, what would your advice be to them?
Oh, just do it and enjoy it. But yeah, talk to someone, get some good advice. Talk, you know, talk to someone that's done it before, maybe. If be
All
good.
right, mate. Well, I know you're going to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. So look, it's been sensational having you. Yeah, safe travels on the way home, mate. And yeah, if you get bored, I'll see you in a month.
All right. No
All
worries.
right, love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
See you, mate.
See ya.
So there he goes. Thanks for the month, mate. Really appreciate it.
Well, we've progressed a little bit and we're still waiting on the parts. However, we've decided to drop all the oil out of the box, which I've done, and just sort of inspect and sort of see what we can find, just to make sure everything's all good. Found a couple of things I didn't really want to find, which was these. Looks like it's a tooth of a gear or something sitting in there, and a couple of other bits and pieces. But we've got all the rest of the oil here, so what we're going to do is just going to run it past a magnet. We've stuck a magnet up inside the box, and that's all we can retrieve out of it there, just those remnants. So yeah, we'll now filter off the rest of the oil and see if there's any more residue sitting in the bottom. So that's the end result. One sort of tooth and a few other little remnants. Seen worse. So yeah, 6 litres of oil. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Well, after 3 days of waiting here at Hamilton Island, my bits have finally arrived. We got a it's a refurbished oil cooler. I got some oil sent over as well, so that was it. But yeah, she's always a mission when you're out here on the island. So I went to Bowen, and then I made out to bring it from there to Proserpine. It then went on the ferry from Proserpine. I just picked it up from the ferry, then in the golf buggy, then it's got to go into the car, then it's got to go out on the boat. Talk about planes, trains and automobiles, but anyway, hopefully it'll all fit and we'll see how it looks up. Here's hoping. So there she is. She's the right colour and everything. So all I'm going to do now is sort of get back down in here and fit the bugger. Alright, down into the bowels. Let's go. That's it. She's in. So this is our last morning at Hamo. We're about to head off. We've been here now 7 days, so they gave us a 7-day rate. So, you know, it's $140 a day, but people might say, geez, that's dear. But, you know, when you think about it, you've got all access to the island. The food here is really good. There's plenty of varieties. Pub meals are good value. Fish and chips are great value. Yeah, and there's some really nice restaurants here. Fuel, you know, $1.63 a litre. Seen worse. You know, like, it's pretty good value, really, when you consider, like, some islands you visit, you know, you got to buy a day pass anyway. So, like, you know, which is, you know, $30-40. So if there's 2 years, you're really getting the berth for about $70 a night. So we're about to go over to Airlie, $85 a night over there. So a bit cheaper than $140. But yeah, it's a good value. We've enjoyed it. Yeah, I recommend Hamo. It's one of those places you just got to call in and stay while you're up here. So anyway, onwards and upwards. Airlie, here we come. Okay, well here we are. This is the day that was meant to leave Hamo, or the day after actually. And we did report that we had a bit of an issue with the gearbox cooler and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, what happened is that we put everything back together. It was going all good, all that sort of stuff, and then we fired up just to warm everything up, and we just had the engine idling. And I was going around checking lines. We had a guy ready. We were going back to Whitehaven Beach. All of a sudden, a bit of a clang, 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 bang, and next thing you know, a big boom, boom, and we've done a gearbox. So the gearbox that we've done is it's a twin disc gearbox in this thing. They're actually rated about 350 horsepower, so like we only put out 120, and they used to put these same gearboxes behind Caterpillar 3208s and a few other bits and pieces. So it's not good news. It's not something that anybody wants to really hear. What was going to happen is I was going over to Airlie. I was going to spend a week over there just tidying up the boat. Andrew was going to join us back on the boat, and then we're going to have 4 weeks of either cruising around the Whitsundays or starting to make our way further up to Darwin. She could have got off at anywhere along the track, maybe Cape Town, maybe Cape York or anything like that. But anyway, yeah, this is bad news. So very depressing, exceptionally depressing. But the probably the saddest part about it, I suppose, is that you know, trying to get bits for these things. This gearbox is 18, 20 years old, and trying to get parts in Hamilton Island, which is where we are. It's difficult to get anything on and off the island, not knocking the island in any way, shape or form, but the amount of resources that we've got here is relatively limited as compared to other places. So the mechanic that we've got here, Paul, he's been an absolute legend trying to track bits and pieces down. There's an engineer here as well that is going to look at it, because the issue that we've got to do is we've got to get this gearbox out. And we're either looking for an exchange one or possibly buy a new one. The sad part about it is we've looked everywhere for an exchange one, and we can't find one in Australia. We've been looking now for a day and a bit. I should have started filming yesterday, but I was just about in tears, I tell you. This is devastating sort of stuff, because this is, you know, we're paying $1,000 a week here rent. You know, no matter what we do, you know, this could take anywhere up to maybe 2 months to fix. And you say, well, how can it take 2 months? Because like, if we need parts from Belgium to rebuild a gearbox, at the moment there's a wait of even earth rates anywhere between 3 and 9 weeks. And at $1,000 a week just sitting here waiting, it's just a nightmare. You know, I'm pretty lucky, I suppose, because, you know, I can do a fair bit of work myself, but you can only do so much. You know, this gearbox weighs 160 kilograms, so it's just too big to manhandle. And just to give you a little bit of an indication what we're up against here, I suppose, is that, you know, you can see, you know, there's our engine. You know, we've got a very big engine in this thing. You know, without a doubt, there's the motor, and the point of contention is the gearbox way down in here. So look, you know, there's bucket loads of room to get in here. You know, we've got to tear the boat apart and all that sort of stuff, but somehow we have to lift that gearbox out of that hole way down there, up through here, and then somehow get it out through the companionway and out off the back of the boat. So yeah, look, it's just an absolute nightmare. And yeah, just these things are just absolutely devastating. This is really going to eat into the funds, obviously, you know, for our little dream to keep on sailing around. But, you know, there's always someone worse off than what I am. I haven't found that poor miserable bastard yet, but I'm sure he's out there. The way I'm feeling at the moment, but look, we'll be fine. We will live to fight another day. And what I'm about to do now is take off all the heat exchangers and everything, start to get it ready. It's just one of those things that I can do and minimise the amount of work that's there, because no matter what I do, I've got to pull all this stuff out. So got the tools ready. You know, new bit of lease in life after sitting here sulking for a day. No matter what we do, you know, we just got to get this thing out and stop destroying the boat. Like, the boat looks. This is where I live, you know, and this is what sits underneath me every day. So anyway, let's get into it, and let's get back out there and start doing what we enjoy.